Okay, this is part 2, so you can organize this however you want to. So once again, just reviewing, bluegrass rhythm consists of a downbeat and an upbeat, which is the strum. So if you have a guitar player help you, which would be very useful, or if you're really lucky and have a bass and a guitar player, you can really illustrate these beats. Make sure whoever's playing guitar is doing this, which is very clear, so the student can hear exactly where those beats are, okay? If you get somebody who gets into or that type of thing, the student won't be able to hear the different beats. Okay. So the other thing about beginners is at some point they want to play with others. Now it could be a casual thing where they have a friend possibly in church, or there's an ensemble in church and they want to play something. So if they do this roll on the 5th, 3rd, and 1st, this banjo might stay in tune here. Okay. All right. So if they're in the key of G, they play that, like that. If it's in A, you just put a capo on and you play the 5th, the 3rd, and the 1st string. You do not play the 2nd string. Here, that sounds kind of weird. So 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. But not. So if you put that B string in, the whole thing kind of falls apart. So if beginners going to their first jam, it's great if they have what I call default things to do. One is that roll. Because the last thing they want to do is they get done with their break and they get lost and they feel that everybody's watching them, and it's very stressful, okay? So if you have a default where you can do something useful that's real easy, then you relax and all your playing starts sounding better. So the second default thing we're talking about is a muted chop. Now, when we mute, we just lay our fingers on the strings, okay, where we get a click. We don't want a note, and we don't want it to ring at all. It's just a click. Now, generally, I do a chop playing the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. Chop. So if the guitar was going boom, chunk, boom, chunk, boom, chunk, boom, chunk. And generally in a clinic, people can get this usually in a couple minutes, all right? Now, once again, from easier to harder, if they don't have a banjo, they can clap, okay? They can do this forward roll. 5, 3, 1. They can mute these strings and do the forward roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay? Or they can do a muted chop. Boom. And as the leader, you can do the chop and hopefully they sink in with you. Okay, so now you can start and you have a clap rhythm. They can clap, they can do the roll. Or they can do a muted chop. So it's clap, chop, clap, chop, clap, chop, clap, chop, okay? And then while this is going on, you can either sing, you can play a banjo instrumental, you can play guitar, and you can do that. Now, once you've set the rhythm, then if there's somebody that's more advanced, they can, as long as they're playing the 5th, 3rd, and 1st string, they could do maybe a forward and backward roll, which is 5, 3, 1, 5, 5, 3, 1, 5, 1, once again, if this gets in sync, you're going to feel a lot of energy. Here we go. Okay, now, so a more advanced player can do that within the jam. If you know chords, you can play your chords. So, Blue Ridge Cabin Home. D. Or they can do a 7-note roll, 3, 4 with chords. So if they do chords, you can certainly do some bar chords, okay? Now, I was going to also kind of mention that if you go to banjocompass.com, I've got all these 6 lesson packages that illustrate certain parts of this. And if you go to geoffhohwald.com, I do camps and things. So you may want to go to a camp, or if you're local, like if you're around Atlanta, I do give some private lessons. It's not something that I promote, but if somebody wants a lesson, they can call me and I'll give them a lesson. So now what we have is the basic rhythm, which is either a clap, you playing the guitar, so you've got a downbeat, boom, chunk, boom, chunk. You've got accenting the chunk, okay, on the banjo, or they're doing a roll. They're doing a roll with chords. I wish I had 2 or 3 people and I could illustrate what's going on here. Muted chop, of course, or muted roll. Then we can do these rolls with the chords. We could do a forward and backward roll. Okay, so one other suggestion would be to write out 3 or 4 roll patterns that last a measure each. So far we've done a 7-note roll and we've done a forward and backward roll. So you could write out a couple different rolls for the more advanced players. All right, so at this point what we've done is we've set down a rhythm, and the instructors can go ahead and play lead, or if there's a student that plays like Cripple Creek or Banjo in the Hollow, you could lay down this rhythm and then they can play lead against it. And if everybody's in time, including the people that don't play that are clapping, you will feel drive and energy. And this may be the first time that these students ever feel that drive and energy. All right, so this is part 2. So we'll go to part 3.